Champions League group stages, matchday numero 6. The trickiest game week of them all. We don't really know which teams will do some rotation and rest their key players and who will still go all in. But we still need to make decisions for our UCL Fantasy Team. So now more important than ever that we check out our team selections together. I can give you some tips who to pick, who to avoid this match day, what I'm doing and how I did last time. Let's get into it. This is how the lads did on matchday 5. Whoa, nice. Better than I expected. And Nkunku especially with that 14 points. Pedro Gonçalves 18 points, man of the match. The guy keeps on delivering for me. Thiago Silva 8 points, Mondi 6 points, Benzema captain 7 points, got the 14 with a bonus, Salah 8 points. So I'm really content. There was a few players who didn't really perform, but overall very satisfied with this performance. On paper this might seem worse than last match day where I got 98 points, but in reality it was actually a better result. Because on this match day 5 there was generally lower points being scored overall. I think I finished somewhere like 300 in the league on match day 5, and on match day 4, despite getting 19 points more, I finished somewhere like 600. So overall the Fiago 69ers got a massive boost up in the FBArmy table, 183rd right now. And you remember on the last episode before this match day we were 341st. So really big boost, almost 160 spots. And that is despite the fact that the FBArmy League now has over 5,000 members. Massive. If you still want to join, you know how it works. Link is in the description. I pay the winner 250 euros, second place gets 150 euros, third place 100 euros, and 69th place of course 69 euros. And as said, my goal is to break into the top 100 of my own league, and at this rate we're kind of getting there. Overall is also nice to see, 1.25 million players in the whole world, and we are right now 11,931st. Some sweet results here, but we can't chill out on that. We have to keep on delivering, and that's why we're gonna make transfers now for match day 6 that will be extremely tricky. So once again, just like for every group stage match day, we have 2 free transfers that we can use. We don't have a wildcard anymore, we don't have a limitless anymore, and we also have 0.3 million euros left in our budget. Now the big question, which 2 players do we want to remove from our squad and who do we want to bring in? Definitely keep in mind that after the group stages we will get a free wildcard to build a whole new squad within the budget for the knockout stages. So you shouldn't just focus on teams that will go through. It doesn't matter at all, you can also pick players from teams that are named FC Barcelona. Also keep in mind that this will most likely be the lowest scoring match day of them all because a lot of the key players will simply be rested. But who is it gonna be? First of all, who is set in my team? I definitely want to keep my Chelsea defense as it is. Thiago Silva, Andreas Christensen, Edouard Mondi will be set. They're playing Zenit. I do think they will get a win, even though maybe a close win, but they will want to secure that top spot in the group ahead of Juve, so I can see a clean sheet coming once again. Also hope that Andreas Christensen this time plays. There's a little argument about his contract, which is why I think Tuchel has been leaving him out lately. I think this time he might play, and then the Chelsea defense is as good as it gets, never really disappoints. Benzema, Vinicius, my Real Madrid double strike partnership will stay as well, and also my 2 gems in midfield, Pedro Gonçalves and Christopher Nkunku, who have been 2 of my best players this whole season, especially since Leipzig are still fighting for that Europa League spot against Man City, who are already qualified. Then Arnaud Danjuma didn't perform well last game, but overall is a solid player for this price, at least 6.6 million. Villarreal are playing Atalanta now, and both are fighting for that second ticket for the round of 16, so no friendly game here either, and they will want to give it their all. I don't know if Villarreal will win. I think I rather predicted Atalanta to win, but still that doesn't mean Arnaud Danjuma can't perform well, and for this price it's simply not worth it to waste 1 of our 2 free transfers just to get him out. He's not going to be that bad. The same thing kind of goes for Karim the Dream number 2, Karim Adeyemi, who started into this UCL season with a bang, 9, 15 and 6 points. Now Salzburg lost their last 2 games and Karim didn't really shine either. Playing Sevilla now and still fighting for the round of 16 ticket. The whole group is still open, anyone can still advance. So I think this could be a match where Karim Adeyemi turns up again, and you're still not going to get any significantly better forward for 7.7 million. But one player I will definitely transfer out is Douglas Santos. The captain experiment with him didn't quite work out very well. He only scored 3 points because Zenit only got a draw in Malmö, which I didn't expect. But the real problem is that this time they're playing Chelsea, and I just said I think that Chelsea will keep a clean sheet, so offensive output here is probably not given with Douglas Santos, and I also think that Chelsea will win this game. So according to this, a clean sheet is also off the table. And then even though Douglas Santos is still very cheap for a defender at 4.4 million, it simply doesn't make sense given the fact that I'm betting on that Chelsea win with 3 Chelsea players to have him in my team for this match day. So see you, bro. I hope you're gonna come back to us for one day, but now we need a replacement and we have 4.7 million. And there we see all the affordable defenders that we can get in to replace him. Wöber's here, by the way. If anyone wants to pick him, he's injured for this match day. Don't do that. I'm already looking at my replacement here, and that is no less Then Grimaldo from Benfica. The Spanish left back is only selected by 1% of the players, which is not a lot, but I think he's a top choice for this matchday 6. And here's why. So obviously he's a key player for Benfica, and they're playing Dinamo Kiev with Barca basically for the round of 16 ticket. Benfica have to do their homework and beat Dinamo Kiev and then hope that Barca doesn't beat Bayern. And that I think is very realistic, which is why Benfica will be motivated right to the hair. Alright, it doesn't really make sense to translate German sayings into English, but they will be motivated, and I think they will win this game. I'm even sure they will win this game. If they don't win this game, then I don't understand football anymore. He does tend to get some assists as well. I think here against Bayern he got one, yeah. And he also recovers nice balls. 2 points from 6 balls recovered. Here he got a bonus point for 4 balls recovered as well. Just need to watch out with yellow cards with him. But in general, for this price and this selected percentage, he is a fantasy player that definitely fits my profile. I really like this type of player, and he's gonna go in my team. Welcome, Grimaldo. Okay, now we have 1 transfer left and 0 euros remaining. That means we may still remove 1 player and get in a replacement that costs just as much maximum. And I have 4 contenders now to be dropped this match day. The first one would be Denzel Dumfries, who I'm not really convinced with. He doesn't regularly start for Inter. He didn't play here against Shakhtar, and he also barely played, only 1/2 against Sheriff. Now I think Real Madrid will win against Inter, so a clean sheet is also off the table, and he is not really a player that I would like to have in my team if I could choose again. But on the other hand, due to some rotation, he might actually play the whole game. So I think we shouldn't really waste that 1 transfer just to get out Denzel Dumfries. There will probably be picks that make more impact. The same scenario kind of goes for Nacho, Real Madrid center back, who also doesn't really play for Los Blancos. He barely played in any of the last 3 games, to be honest. But again, rotation, he might actually start against Inter. So once again, I wouldn't pick him if I could choose over again, but I'm not going to waste my free transfer just to get him out. Now the next guy we could actually kick out is Hans van Aken, Club Brugge midfielder, who I wanted to get in for the last match day. He only got 4 points, which is still remarkable actually, considering Brugge got battered against Leipzig. He got 2 points for 6 balls recovered, no offensive output of course, but now he's playing against PSG. Well, you never know. Brugge are still fighting for the Europa League as well, while PSG are already qualified. Might as well beat PSG. Nah, I don't really think they will do that, and he would be the player for me to drop if it wasn't for one other guy. The last player here is probably the most unpopular choice, but I think the player that I will drop is no less than Mo Salah. This guy is in an incredible form lately, so why would I drop him? Look, I usually wouldn't, but now Liverpool are at 15 points, 10 points clear at the top of the Group B table, ahead of second place Porto. So I do think that with all the fixture congestion, the Premier League, the FA Cup, League Cup, and all that stuff, Jurgen Klopp will be forced to rotate a little bit. And I'm just not sure that Mo Salah will play a full game against Milan, or even 1/2. And if he does, will he play with full energy, or will Klopp tell his boys to save some energy? Because that is definitely a valid strategy. If this was a game that Liverpool needed to win in order to advance, no doubt, I would never ever drop Mo Salah from my team. But like this, it is a different scenario. And by now, he's selected by 35% of the players, totally mainstream. I think way more than back when I selected him first, before the UCL started. I had him for 5 match days. He did very well for me overall, got me 45 points. Thank you for that, Mo. But I think it is time to go. You know, at 10.8 million, which is massive for a midfielder, I just don't want to take the risk and have a player for this price that might not play. So now we have midfielders that are affordable here for 10.8 million euros. And there one player that immediately came to my mind is Leroy Sané, who's only 9.3, but still one of the highest scorers in the whole game. But he has kind of the same problem. I don't think Bayern will rotate as much as, for example, Liverpool, but they could still do that. They have a lot of wingers, and I don't know if Sané will play the full game against Barca. But if you think he will start, then Sané is obviously still a great value for money. I will pick another player, though, from a team that definitely still needs this win, not to advance, but for their own confidence, for their fans, and that is no less than Bruno Fernandes. 10.8 million, the same as Mo Salah, 0 euros remaining, and this guy goes in my team. Here is why. He hasn't been one of the flashiest UCL players this season, and only selected by 12% of all fantasy players, but also Bruno Fernandes performed in most of the games. He literally assisted in every single game. 1 here, 1 here, 2 here, 1 here, and 1 here. That's 6 assists in 5 games. Now against Young Boys, new manager Ralf Rangnick at Old Trafford, they still have to pay a lot back. They will want to put up a masterclass for their fans, no doubt about it. I think I predicted 4-0 for Man United, and I think Bruno Fernandes will play a big role in that. He will surely get an assist again, and I think what is sure is that he's going to start. For the same price as Salah, despite having less points this season, I think he is the more reliable option. So those are the 2 transfers that I made. Bruno Fernandes comes in to replace Mo Salah, and Alejandro Grimaldo comes in to replace Douglas Santos. Now I still want to give you some tips for players that don't fit in my team, or I don't have the budget, whatever, but that might make sense for you to pick up for your fantasy team for this matchday 6. What about Jadon Sancho? I mean, basically no one has him in their team, 0%, and for a reason probably. He didn't really start well at United, needs time to settle. Now he had his first good performances though, also in the UCL, scored against Villarreal, and he cost 10 million. I know that is a lot for a midfielder who's actually playing as a winger. That is still okay, and against young boys now, I think Man United will humiliate them. I think they will batter them. And I know that Ralf Rangnick is a big fan of Jadon Sancho, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if he starts and plays well. Another unpopular pick, 0% selection, is basically Sancho's successor at Dortmund, Donyell Malen. Same story here. He started very slow into the season, but is now starting to have his first solid games and is starting to score. 8.9 million for a forward is also okay. And I think even though Dortmund don't have anything to play for anymore, they're going to Europa League. They will want to finish this rather disappointing UCL season, very disappointing. Still in peace with a home win against Besiktas, who are by far the weakest team in the group, and I think Donyell Malen could score there. Then I could also recommend you to get in Odysseas Vlachodimos. I don't know if I pronounce him correctly. Is a German-Greek goalie from Benfica. Again, I think they will win against Dynamo Kiev. They might also keep a clean sheet on the way. Only 5.1 million is not a lot for a goalie, selected by 3% only. And when you look at it, Benfica have kept 3 clean sheets out of 5 games, so why not another one against the weakest team in the group by far? If you still need a cheap goalie, this guy is a great choice. I also want to give you a defender. Same team here, Nicolas Otamendi, once again from Benfica. You noticed, I really think Benfica will have a great game there. 5 million, not a lot for a defender that will 100% play. And I think, once again, chances for a clean sheet are high. Oh my god, if they don't keep a clean sheet here, you're gonna batter me. But even if not, Nicolas Otamendi is a machine when it comes to ball recoveries. He recovered 16 balls against Barca, giving him 5 bonus points. That's massive. He also recovered 8 in the first game against Barca, and against Dynamo Kiev in the first game, also 6. So he's definitely a player that can get you a lot of bonus points. 5 million for this guy, I think, is a steal, and if I still had a free transfer left, no doubt I would get him in for either Dumfries or Nacho Fernandes. Alright, then I'm going to confirm my team. Once again, it's not smart. I still have a few days left. Don't copy me. Wait until this day to send in your teams. I just want to do that to make the video for you in time. Confirm. Okay, the Fiago 69ers are ready now. Cleaned up the team a little bit. Of course, always going to put in the players that play on Tuesday first. For example, Nacho. These are going to go into the starting 11, so all bench players play on Wednesday. Common sense in UCL Fantasy. And my captain is also going to be one of the players from Tuesday. Later I can change. If he doesn't perform, you know how it works. Christopher Nkunku against Manchester City is my capitano. Might be a little risky given the strength of the opponent, but on the other hand, City already saved first and qualified. Leipzig could use a result, and Christopher Nkunku is simply the best player in this Champions League season, on fantasy at least. So you can never go wrong with trusting in him for your captain. Fiago 69ers are ready, and I hope I can get closer and closer to the 69th spot in my league. First of all, top 100 though. I mean, first of all, I hope that I improve in the table at all. So as always, let me know down in the comments, who are your secret gems this match day? Which transfers did you make? Who do you definitely not want to have in your team? Everything down here. I'm looking forward to this last match day of UCL Fantasy, of UCL in general, and then we're going to see each other back after the round of 16 draw with predictions and fantasy. And up until then, Fantasy Fiago is out. Peace.